Good afternoon, everybody. Further to developments today, I would like to introduce you to Detective Chief Inspector Nick Hayward. He is leading up the inquiry for the murder that occurred, and he can answer any of your questions.
27-year-old Tom Wilde, that's spelt W-Y-L-D-E, was found dead this morning in his home in a luxury block of flats at Deansgate, that's one word, D-E-A-N-S-G-A-T-E, Cromwell, C-R-O-M-W-E-L-L Road, here in Stockville.
Any other questions?
Could you tell us if the stab wound was the primary cause of death?
So, have you been able to talk to the cleaner, and what information have you actually gathered from them?
What was the occupation of the deceased?
Have there been any previous circumstances of troubles with the partner?
The partner left with the child at 8:30 of the morning.
Yeah, this is a report from a neighbour.
And the body of the poor player was found at 10:30 in the morning. Yes.
Were there any hidden drugs or weapons found in the apartment?
Was there any items stolen at the residence?
Were there any signs of struggle on the body?
Were there any incidents where neighbours or anyone complained about fights or argument that they could hear, or any noisy business?
Has anything useful been found on CCTV for the building?
Right, okay, I better get going.
Thank you.
Thanks, Susan.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, DCI Nick Hayward.
It was 95% real. I remember as a cub reporter hundreds of years ago, that very story, substitute the star footballer for a leading businessman, and you were there. And as the afternoon progressed, the other version of Leah, she was heading home. Literally, she had stabbed him. She'd led a torrid life and continued to be beaten, and he was a serial womanizer, businessman this is. And she duly, it all got too much. He was beating her. She sort of freaked out, stabbed him, fled the scene. Literally, sort of went home to mum. So, what have you been up to then? Let's have a brief look through. We've got one here. A talented 27-year-old football striker from Stockville was found dead in his flat at 10:30 a.m. this morning. That's a very decent effort, whoever did that. That is solid. It's a major story which is developing minute by minute, as I said, hour by hour. So you come back to that story later in the day, and there's a whole different sphere to it. That she, the partner has handed herself in at a police station where her family live. Bobby's been handed over. So it develops minute by minute, and particularly in this digital age, it will change, and you've got to be on the pulse of change.
The really important things that your editor will ask of you when you get back is, as discussed, images, because a story quite often is worthless without images, especially a glamorous footballer with a glamorous girlfriend. So we really want to see that. And then the really important what, where, when, how. Get those facts in the story as soon as you can, right at the start, so that the idea of the news story is, just in case people don't read to the bottom, you need to get hard-hitting right at the start. But the questions everyone asked were brilliant, really good, really insightful.
This is not fantasy. This can be the reality where you're sitting twiddling your thumbs in the office, then the phone goes and you're summoned to a press conference, and there it is. And that's the fascination of the business. You're probably doing pretty fairly with respect to golden wedding people, fairly dull golden wedding caption 1 minute, and you're summoned to this the next. Be meticulous in your questioning. Sort of can sound a bit dull, but spellings and quotes especially. Quotes are very important. They give colour, impact to a story. I hope you picked up on the quotes that I was giving in the DCI role, and of course we had the additional George Ellis Football Club chairman quote, which all helps put it into context, give colour, flavour to the story. But as I said, can't beating wherever digital developments, the source story being in someone's face, demanding the information to get your story together. That sourcing doesn't change. The technology does, but your ability to source and extricate information from probably a busy DCI he doesn't want to be in this room, he wants to be out as soon as he can back to the scene. Your ability to get that information is absolutely crucial. So by and by, well done. I'd say I was mightily impressed, you know, because this could be the first conference you've been in, and you did very, very well. Got cut to the quick, got the key questions in. So yeah, well done, you lot. Superb effort.